Hi, Timothy Unkert here. In this video, we're going to factor x squared plus 8x plus 16, and we're going to factor some other perfect squared trinomials, and I'm going to show you a nice shortcut to doing that. Now, if we're factoring when a equals 1, we can start listing out the factors of 16, so we could say, well, 1 times 16, 2 times 8, and 4 times 4. And we have a plus here and a plus here, so we know that these factors are all going to be positive. And we can see that 4 times 4 equals 16 and adds to 8. So we could factor this to x plus 4 times x plus 4. And that can be written as x plus 4 squared. Now, we have a perfect square trinomial when you have a binomial like this squared. And there is a formula for doing this. And the formula is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Well, that factors to a plus b squared. So if we recognize that this is a perfect square trinomial, and you'll get used to recognizing this when you do this more, we can quickly plug into the formula and factor very fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all this stuff and let's try it with the formula. Okay, so let's first identify a. So, well, or a squared rather. A squared is going to be x squared b squared is going to be 16. So let's take the square roots of both. So if I go over here, if I take the square root, I get a. That would technically equal plus or minus x, but since everything is positive here, we're going to stick with positive x. And then b could be, the square root of b could be plus or minus 4, but again, we have positive, positive, so I'm just going to stick with positive 4. Okay, we want to figure out if this middle term, 8x, is equal to 2ab. So 2ab is equal to 2 times x times 4, which is equal to 8x. So again, we have a trinomial of the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So that's going to equal, when we factor it, a plus b squared. Okay, so we can factor this just to x plus 4 squared. So this factored is going to be x plus 4 squared using the formula. Okay, let's try a few more examples like this to see if we can identify perfect square trinomials a bit quicker and how to go through the formula. Practice makes perfect, of course. Okay, in this next example, we have x squared minus 12x plus 36. So a squared is going to equal x squared. B squared is going to equal 36. And note that we have a negative number here. So I'm going to take the square root of this, and I'm going to stick with a equals positive x. But when I take the square root of this one, I'm going to go for the negative square root. So b is going to equal negative 6. And as you get more practice with this, you'll pick this up a lot quicker and know which one to choose. So 2ab, that's going to equal 2 times x times negative 6, which is negative 12x, which is our middle term. So this is a perfect square trinomial. So we can factor it. We can just write x minus 6 squared, a plus b squared. So x, because we have plus and negative 6 is the same as just minus 6. So x minus 6 squared is our factored form for this one. Okay, let's try a little bit harder example where the number in front of x squared is not equal to 1. Okay, in this one, we have a squared is equal to 4x squared, and b squared is equal to 9. I'm going to stick with the positive root for a, so I'm going to take the square root of both sides. And we're going to get a is equal to 2x. And I'll take the square root of b squared here. We have the negative here, so I'm going to pick negative 3. So b is equal to negative 3. Again, I already recognize this as a perfect square trinomial because I've done this plenty of times, but let's figure out what 2ab equals. So we have 2 times 2x times negative 3. So 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, negative 12x. So this is another perfect square trinomial. So we're going to factor this to 2x plus a negative 3 squared, or 2x minus 3 squared. See if I can make this parentheses a little bit better. There we go. So that's the factored form of this one. Okay, let's try one more example just to make sure we've got it. All right, this one, we're factoring 25x squared plus 100x plus 100. So first thing, let's check what a squared is. So it's going to be 25x squared. And b squared is going to equal 100. We have a positive and a positive, so we're going to pick positive square roots for both. So we get a is 5x. And b is going to be 10. So let's figure out 2ab. So that's going to be 2 times 5x times 10. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100, so we have 100x. So this is a perfect square trinomial. So this is going to factor to 5x plus 10 squared. And there we go. That's all there is to it. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.